Good afternoon. You're listening to On the Go with Tiffany Patton. Your link to love, life, and liberty right here in the beautiful Foundation Studios here in the beautiful downtown Detroit and Detroit Foundation Hotel. And I have an amazing show for you today. I have some dynamic women and men in the studio join with me today. And not only are they very bold and just in their own right have their own experience, but I did my research, but some are even comedians and things that I didn't even realize. So I'm so excited to have our guest. One of our guests today is Leslie Graham Andrews. She has over 20 years experience in her career, from media to communications, nonprofit development, community relations, corporate giving, on and on and on. And we will be speaking with her. She is one of the speakers, but the host of an amazing women's conference this weekend here in the Detroit metropolitan area called Behind the Heels and Suits Conference. And it is for women to empower and uplift. And they have a dynamic panel. We had one-fourth maybe of the speakers on last week. We had an amazing show, and we have the host of that event here along with two of the speakers. And the other person, which is sitting to my left, is no other than Tumblin. She is an expert in business and home organization. She specializes in creating individualized systems that empower businesses and individuals to unleash their hidden opportunities. And she is here with us, and we'll be speaking to her about her role in this phenomenal conference that takes place this Saturday, September 9th. And then we have a gentleman by the name of Anthony Smith. He is the founder of Everybody Eats, and that's with the Z. He is doing something totally phenomenal. You know, a lot of people talk about what they can do or what we should do, but he's not a talker. He's a doer. He's a walker. He actually walks the thing out, and he's doing something really phenomenal that you may want to contact him and help put your hand to the plow, because he's helping many people, not just here in the Metro Detroit-politan area, but abroad. So you can definitely do your part. So I am so excited to have all of our guests. And then we have a bonus guest in the house. Is no other than Sharon Greenwood. She held her own mighty well last week because she was helping me with the Food Phenom segment, not eat myself into a frenzy, but she helped me out in how I could, exercise while I eat. And she did that thing. Yes. She is here, and she is a part of the Behind the Heels and Suits as well. But as always, I'd like to start out with a word of the day. And today's word of the day is don't fear. Fear is an acronym that means forget everything and run, which you may want to do, or face everything and rise. And you want to make sure that you face everything and rise, because when you live out of fear, fear literally is false evidence appearing real, which means that those are things that you have focused on so much that you can make into a reality. But most times the things that you're fearing, they haven't even happened. They're just things in your mind, and the things that the enemy tries to do to stop you or prevent you from being everything that God has called you to be. So just take it from me. You want to use that fear in a positive manner. Face everything and rise. Don't allow people to talk you out of something that is rightfully yours. And what's rightfully yours is whatever it is that you feel is rightfully yours. Don't talk about it. Do it. Make a plan to just do one thing a day till you see that thing in the fullness and the fruition of what God has called you to do. But you can't listen to people. And you can't listen to those things in your head that'll make you say, no, I can't, because you can. You won't know if you don't try. So do it, and start it today. Face everything and rise. That is the word of the day. And like I told you, I have a phenomenal just panel of guests here. and they're going to be talking. We have a lot of different things to talk about, a lot of different topics. So what I'm going to do is what we're going to do is go on a quick break, and then we'll be back with the lady of the hour. She just had me laughing prior to the show. I just didn't know. I've seen her, I've watched her, but I just never knew she was a comedian. And Leslie Graham Andrews, she's definitely someone that you want to know. And if you're looking to meet her and hear some of the powerful things that she's going to impart to the women, you definitely want to be at the place to be this Saturday, September 9th, Behind the Heels and Suits. Next, we'll be speaking with her and Anthony Smith. You're listening to On the Go with Tiffany Patton. We'll be right back. You are listening to On the Go with Tiffany Patton, your link to love, life, and liberty. So trust God today, okay? That is the word of the day.
And I'm honored to have a phenomenal woman with us here to celebrate. She is a singer, a dancer, actress, composer, poet, educator, writer, civil rights activist, and the list can go on and on. She needs no introduction. She is affectionately known as the global Renaissance woman, Dr. Maya Angelou. Good afternoon, Dr. Angelou. It is an honor. How are you?
Good afternoon, Mrs. Patton. Miss Patton. It's a pleasure to sit here and wonder what on earth are you going to ask me. I'm really looking forward to finding out what I think.
I'm on the go with the very beautiful Kathy Hughes.
Unfortunately, a lot of women don't open the door for other women, which is so bad. Radio has instant gratification. You can help people with the sound of your voice immediately, and to be able to connect people. So don't ever, ever, ever look back. Don't ever doubt yourself, and just know that when the time is right, the good Lord will send the blessing.
Must be blind in his eyes, 'cause he doesn't see you as much. You're like glass to his sight. He sees right through you, but you're transparent to my eyes. So I see what you go through. Feel free to come talk to me, come talk to me, baby. 'Cause without leaving you lonely, feel free to come back to me. Not perfect by far, but I'm sharp enough to see just how valuable you are. In times of distress, when you can't express to him what's on your heart, call me and get it off your chest, baby. To come talk to me, come talk to me, baby. 'Cause without leaving you lonely, feel free to come back to me. And at least you can express yourself freely with me. Feel free to come talk to me, baby.
Like, and we're back. You're listening to On the Go with Tiffany Patton. You're linked to Love, Life, and Liberty right here in Foundation Studios. That was Feel Free, featuring Frank McComb. And I just had some wonderful people in the studio having fun here in the heart of downtown Detroit in the beautiful Detroit Foundation Hotel. And these women and men in the studio, I'm trying to tell you, I don't know if you guys have been paying attention to the news and what's been going on with our weather, but we have just gotten finished dealing with Hurricane Harvey, which totally devastated and caused a lot of different things. In Houston, Texas, there was floods. I mean, it was raining for like days and days and days, totally flooded out areas, only to turn around and deal with I think they're saying it's Category 5 right now, but it's going to be Category 6. Hurricane Irma, only for me to look and see that there's another hurricane, Jose, that was Category 2 earlier, but as of just within the last hour or so, it's reached Category 3. That's literally right behind it. It has totally, Irma has wiped out Barbados, 90% of the buildings. And it looks like, weirdly enough, Jose is headed right for Barbados again. South Carolina, they're asking President Trump has asked for those in southern or South Carolina to evacuate by Saturday morning, 10 o'clock-ish, because it's to hit there. And I am just in awe of, I guess, God's power and what he can do. However, a lot of times we talk about, what we need to do, what we should do, the Red Cross, how we don't want to give to the Red Cross, how we're not sure where our money is being allocated. I've heard a lot of manner of things. However, we can come up with a lot of excuses as to why we don't want to help until it's you. And then when it's you who's totally lost, these people have lost houses, cars, and not just the house, like everything in the house. So everything that they worked hard for, it's gone. And they totally have to rebuild. Not only is the houses gone, some of their companies where they worked, gone. So they literally have to start life all over again. And this is what we're dealing with. And I don't think it should be just an individual thing. It should be an American thing, something that we care about, our neighbors, our loved ones, those we don't know near and far. And because of that, I'm so glad that there is someone who, here in the Metro Detroit-Politan area, who has talked about it, and then he has done something about it. Anthony Smith is the founder of Everybody Eats, and that's with EATZ. And I guess it started with, and we'll be speaking to him about helping feed people. But then it became, I saw him help out with Flint, water crisis, and taking literally pallets of water. And now he is actually him and a team of people are going to Houston to help those who have endured the weather conditions over the last 2 weeks. So I introduced to you not only Anthony Smith, the founder of Everybody Eats, but also once again joining me is Karen Tumblin. She is an expert in business and home organization. She specializes in creating individualized systems that empower businesses and individuals to unleash hidden opportunities. She has held several positions that have required extensive organizational skills, including human resource analyst and public school teacher. And because of that, she has, I think it's God calling. Okay. Because of that, because of that, she has taken her passion for organizational skills and turned it into a very successful business, KT Organizing, and we'll be speaking with her. And then we have just someone who we can kind of go on and on with who she is. She has 20 years of experience from media communications, nonprofit development, community relations, corporate giving. Leslie is a seasoned and successful philanthropic and fund development leader, specializing in relationship building, identifying and supporting grassroots organizations. She holds a Bachelor's of Arts in English and an MBA in marketing with experience in board development and brand management. It is no other than Leslie Graham Andrews, and I would like to add, she is a Cass Tech graduate. In the building, because of course, Cass Tech, we got to stay together. I welcome all of you guys here. Anthony, I am amazed because this is someone who I knew, like, back when. And I always knew he was a dynamic man. However, and he's always been someone of integrity. But what made you say, okay, I see things going on in and around my community. I don't want to just talk about helping out. I'm actually going to do something about it. What made you say that you're actually going to do something and not just wait for somebody else to do it?
It started back when my grandmother used to do it all the time. She used to tell people all the time. That's where I got it from. And that's where I got it from my grandmother back in the day. She always was helping somebody do something. And it just we started giving out sandwiches one day, and it grew from there.
Wow. Okay, so tell us about Everybody Eats and what it is and what the organization does.
We started off feeding the homeless down at NSO back at 3rd.
Wow.
We started just giving out sandwiches and barbecuing hot dogs and whatever we had donated or we could afford to purchase. And it grew into the Flint water crisis came up, so we started taking water to Flint every week. And then it grew to an organization giving us clothes to give out to the homeless.
Wow.
And blankets in the wintertime from Lansing, Homeless Angels. So it just grew from there. And now we're going to Houston and probably Florida, I understand.
Wow.
Right after that, we'll try to get to Florida too.
Okay, so is this something that you guys are doing? Are you funding this on your own? Are you receiving grants to do it? Is it just strictly donations? Tell us.
It's been out of pocket so far.
Wow.
It's been out of pocket this first year. But now we have an official 501c3.
Okay.
We have a bank account that people can donate.
Okay.
And a PayPal that people can donate.
Okay.
If they want to. And a young man actually contacted me today. He donated his PS3 for Hurricane Houston for us to auction off.
Wow.
To try to sell it and take the money and buy some jogging pants or something.
Wow.
And since then, I have a couple other items people donated for us to have some kind of auction before we go. Try to raise some money to buy some things.
Okay, so have you been in contact with anyone down in Houston? Do you guys have a point of contact and a list of things that's needed or that they're requesting or asking for?
Yes, we do. We have a list of things. I was in contact with, I can't think of her name, I'm sorry, but she runs Boost One Marketing.
Boost One Marketing.
She just last weekend took a few semis down to Houston of stuff that they needed. And I'm contacting her when I get down there, and there's a couple other people that I know in Houston who are affected, that we're going to go where they are, and they can direct us where to go and take the supplies that we get.
Okay, so if there was someone that was listening or watching on Facebook Live who wanted to help donate or help give either money or clothing, what are some of the items that are needed?
The list of stuff is like jogging pants, jogging shirts, temporary clothing like that, toothbrushes, toothpaste, any kind of hygiene, sanitary items, diapers.
Wow.
Diapers and any kind of hygiene products, really.
Okay,
we lost pretty much everything.
Okay, so soap, diapers,
soap,
shampoo.
Yes.
baby wash, clothes for
Baby
kids.
wipes, clothes for kids. We're taking food down because it's a 24-hour drive.
Non-perishables?
Well, we're taking food to cook because they
Okay.
also can't cook. We're taking
wow.
grills and food so we can cook. We'll be there for 7 days.
Wow.
So we're gonna go and cook, different neighborhoods where we can to cook. So we have people donating hot dogs, hamburgers.
Wow.
Stuff like that.
Okay, so what's the manpower? How many of you guys are going down there?
So far, we have 4 from Detroit,
Okay.
and it was 2 from Georgia, and my 2 friends from Florida probably won't make it. They
Wow.
said they won't be able to make it because they're actually in Tampa.
Wow. Okay, so you have 6 to 8 people possibly?
That's because that's who could fit in the pickup truck. We have people wanting to go,
Mm-hmm.
but we just I don't have the passenger van.
Okay.
So we're looking to maybe rent a passenger van because we've been contacted by 6 or 7 other people
Mm-hmm.
who want to go help,
Wow.
but they just don't have a way to get there. So
Okay, so ladies, what has been your and I don't know if either one of you have family or loved ones in the Houston, Texas area, or even in Florida now, because it's on the way, that have been touched by the weather and the hurricanes and what's been going on. Have either of you experienced that?
I have a friend in Jacksonville, but I don't know anyone in Houston.
Okay.
So it's interesting. I lived in Houston as a child.
Wow.
So when the hurricane hit Galveston in '77, and I will not date myself and tell my age, but I was actually, my mother had to leave me alone by myself, and we were in it. So I understand as a child, I remember quite clearly the devastation associated with just being inland from a hurricane. So the direct hit, I can't even imagine.
Yeah.
And I'm supposed to be in Tampa right now.
Oh.
The flight was supposed to leave Wednesday morning,
Oh, goodness.
and we would be in Tampa. My cousin is down there in Tampa, and being the man that he is, he seems to believe that he doesn't have to evacuate, even though everything in the world has said otherwise. But,
Right.
we were unable to get to Tampa at that point. So I do understand. And in my former life of corporate giving, we had a lot of different things, natural disasters and other things that would occur, where we as an organization were tapped often for a lot of things, and people don't remember because it gets replaced with the next whatever occurrence it may be. That's not a bad thing. It's just that I believe that the human mind can only take in so much at one time.
Yeah.
It's very overwhelming. And it's so unheard of to have 2 catastrophes of this nature coming
Yes.
back to back.
Yes.
So those who are living through it, and they having flashbacks to 10, 12 years ago. But just imagine, 10, 12 days ago.
Mm-hmm.
And that in itself is vastly different. And I also had some experience with Katrina from my previous career prior to my former one.
Mm-hmm.
And it's very interesting. You really learn what philanthropy is and what it isn't when it's something, that you're trying to address personally.
Mm-hmm.
When you opened the show, you talked about people having concerns about giving money to American Red Cross
Yes.
and giving to all these other things. I think we often forget that we have the luxury to make that decision at that time.
Yes.
But if we were standing there with nothing but the clothes on our back, we really would not care about which way it got there, as long as it did get there.
Yes.
And the entities that have been doing this work the longest are the ones that are most likely to be able to get the job done. You can complain about their operations and their balance sheet and their 990s and their tax returns and what their CEO makes at another time.
Mm-hmm.
But this is not the time.
Yes.
And more importantly, render the aid as you can see fit.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can have the discussion about the entity who is actually delivering the aid.
Exactly.
And that really gets next to me as a former nonprofit leader.
Mm-hmm.
That you can spend all the time you want talking about why you shouldn't, instead of investing that energy on finding different ways that you should.
That's right. Anthony, because I've watched you on social media, and I've seen all of the numerous people want to help out and reach out to you. Do you have a lot of people reaching out to you saying that they haven't been able to find the help or they haven't been contacted? And not to slight the organizations at all. In my mind, it seems like it would be pretty overwhelming for them to be able to reach each and every individual. And if you're losing everything, in my mind, some cell phones and things and even how to contact people are lost. So therefore, it's not because they don't want to help. It's just how do they reach out to the people? Do you have people in various ways trying to reach you or reach you on behalf of someone else to be able to assist?
Yes, we have. And the Red Cross and Salvation Army, I think they are there. They're everywhere. They just can't be on every corner. Right. So even though they're there, they're really, there's a lot of them there. They're everywhere, like I said. But they were saying that the individuals that ended some of the neighborhoods just haven't been able to get to the drop site where they're taking stuff to other churches. Where people are taking stuff to. Okay. They need people to go to the church and take the stuff to the neighborhoods.
Gotcha. Okay, so in this type of situation, Leslie, only because of your background, I wanted to find out, is it certain areas that they're more likely to go to where maybe either inner city areas may be harder to get to, or they would rather not go to, or do they go to those areas first and then go outward? How does that work?
Well, let me say this. First of all, it just dawned on me, the lady from Blue Storm Marketing, her name is Sherry. And I remember because of Sherry. So yes, it's Sherry. So I'm trying to figure out that piece. But here's the deal. The interesting thing about these organizations is they have history and they have experience in this area. So they have evacuation plans. Okay. They have layouts of cities. This is what they do. And this is what they do even when it's not on national television, even when it is not a disaster of this proportion. This is what they do. So, and they are already combined and coalesced with police and fire and with city officials. And they operate on a much higher level. Okay. So by the time it gets to a street level, there is some type of rhyme, rhythm, or cadence to what it is that they're doing. It's not going to make sense. It'll make great sense to the person who can conveniently get to it. It'll make no sense to the person that struggles to get to it. But you have to set down stakes somewhere and then fan out. But the difference is they already know how to do this. Okay. They've been doing this. And really, literally, this is all that they do. So it's often tough. I've been on both sides, and I get it. When you're getting a steady stream of this constant news cycle, which is feeding, concerns and anxieties, and then you put that on top of social media, and that's feeding more concerns and anxiety. And when you look around and you see people walking and wading through water who look like they don't have any resources that can't be reached, you immediately associate it with, well, why aren't you helping them? Yes. Or why aren't you helping that person? Right. And that's a dangerous assumption that no one is being helped, because I've seen it. And what happens is it's more important for them to set down a command center somewhere and fan out and try to fan out everywhere and have people chasing them around the cities. That makes sense. But at that point, sensibilities are all out the window when you have 185 mile an hour winds blowing through your home. Yes. And this other thing that really gets me is this thought process that, they should have left. Everybody doesn't have the luxury of being able to remove themselves out of the way of danger. Yes. No one in their right mind is going to sit and face this for no reason. That is one of the tenets of poverty, is that you cannot always be able to save yourself. So again, that's a luxury that you don't have when you have these type of catastrophes, is to sit here and judge who got out of the way and who didn't, and who rendered the aid and who didn't, and how quickly they got there, and what they had when they arrived, and all these other things that I've either been seeing on social media or hearing in discussion that amaze me. Because again, it takes a storm of disproportion to even get people's attention. Yes. To make them, to give them the opportunity to rise up. And then there are some people, like my co-guest here, who rise up all the time. Yes. So they don't have to, they're not beholden to what the news cycle is. They see need all day, every day. So he knows exactly what to do. He knows exactly what to expect. He knows exactly who to listen to. And he has in his mind already, without even having hit the city, he knows what works. I don't even have to ask him, because that's what experience will teach you. And that's what I think people need to get.
Okay, so Anthony, how, if someone wanted to donate either food, clothing, finances, where do they call? How do they get in contact with you?
Well, the number for Everybody Eats is 313-808-1980. They can contact me directly at 248-901-5808. And we have a PayPal account, which is, I'll give you the link.
Okay.
PayPal me /Everybody Eats Incorporated. And then we have a Fifth Third account that you can walk right in. It's a savings donation account that you can walk right in Fifth Third and donate.
Okay.
Into Fifth Third if you choose to.
Okay, so when are you guys planning on leaving to head down there?
On the 18th.
Okay. Okay, so Monday, September 18th,
Yes.
you guys are packing up and leaving. Now, if there are people who would like to join you and go with you, do they contact you? Is there a sign-up list? Is there... I mean, now is the time to talk to whomever you need to have them say, hey, you know, we need a bus, we need a van, we can use some trucks, or if people like to come and join you.
Anybody that would like to donate a van, a van really, passenger vans would be perfect.
Okay.
Because the supplies are going on the truck, and we have a 6-foot by 12-foot trailer we're taking.
Okay.
And we're filling up as well with supplies, and we just don't have the room for the people that want to go.
Okay.
We don't have room for the people that want to go.
Mm-hmm.
We have several folks that have contacted us that would like to go, and I'm going to pick one of them up from Flint. I think she's coming from.
Okay.
With us.
Wow.
But other than that, I have no room for anybody else in the pickup truck.
Wow.
Did you ask NSO?
Oh no. It's this conversation. I mean, we have to.
I walked into NSO back at a month ago. I asked them
Okay.
what they had available, and they said they really had nothing
Okay.
at this time.
Okay. So, if you are a church, a ministry, an organization, a transportation company, and you have just a heart. At this point, it literally boils down to that. If you just have a heart for other people outside of yourself, because the only difference from it being them and you is just God. Literally, if it so desires to come in this direction, I mean, I know the hurricanes don't come to certain cities and states. That's a lie, because whatever wants to happen, whatever God deems to happen, it can happen. Just because it has happened prior to does not mean that it can't. It just means that it hasn't. So, I mean, it could be you today and a family member tomorrow, but just because it hasn't happened to you does not mean that these people do not need your help. There's someone here who has taken on the responsibility and the accountability to help other people. That has nothing to do with himself. Half of these people he does not even know, but he's willing to go out and help. So please contact Anthony Smith at Everybody Eats. The telephone number is 313-808-1980, or you can contact him directly at 248-901-5808. Now, if you would like to make a donation, this organization is a 501c3 organization. So if you're a company, this is a tax write-off for you. You can make a PayPal donation at paypalme/everybodyeats.com, or you can go right into Fifth Third and make a donation with Everybody Eats account and let them know that you want to make a difference. A lot of times we think that, and I've heard this so many times, I'm just one person. Like, what can I do? Well, guess what? You being that one person, if you make a donation, if you say, I don't want to give money, fine. There are a list of things, which I'm sure if you follow Anthony and Everybody Eats page on Facebook, they have a list of items and things that are needed. Pick some. When you go out and do your shopping, do shopping for somebody else. I guarantee you cannot outgive God giving. And that means whether you believe in him or not, what you make happen for somebody else, God will make it happen for you. It might not be the same way, but you'll never know. At the least expected time, you may need something, and there it'll happen. And that's because you took the time out to consider somebody else. So please take the time out to do this. You want to be able to do this. This is a national situation. but it really doesn't have to be. It could be something local like Flint, where he still stepped up and he did the part. Now it's time for you to do the same. Give us the information once again, Anthony.
Phone number
Yes.
is for everybody. It's 313-808-1980. Mine directly is 248-901-5808. And the PayPal link is PayPal.me/EverybodyEatsInc. INC.
Okay. And he's leaving September 18th. If you would like to help, I'm sure they would love the assistance and the help. Even if you say, hey, you're going to get in your truck and follow them, definitely make sure that you contact Anthony Smith. The number is 248-901-5808. It is Everybody Eats. Please make sure that you find them. And if, we're helping people outside, but he's still helping a lot of people within the community. If you've been stricken or for whatever reason are homeless at this point and you need assistance, he's more than happy to assist you. And I thank you so much, Leslie, for that input, because a lot of people, they just don't hear it unless they hear it. And unfortunately, it normally has to become them until they actually get it.
Right.
So I definitely want to, please, for those who are in Florida, please take heed, take cover. If you can leave immediately, because this thing, for whatever reason, chooses to increase and intensify. So you want to leave now. Those of you that I know in South Carolina, please start evacuating now. They're saying by Saturday it's going to look really, really bad. And it's going to mimic some of the other states and islands that have been hit. So please make sure that you avail yourselves. You're listening to On the Go with Tiffany Patton. You're linked to Love, Life, and Liberty. And we're going to pick this conversation up because it's kind of, it's a heavy situation. It's a heavy topic, but it's something that we have to talk about because it's life and it's what's going on in the world right now. But when we come back, we will be speaking with Karen Tumblin, Sharon Greenwood, and Leslie Graham Andrews. And Anthony, he's our male in the house. He's the testosterone here, so he has to be added in. It's just how it's going to go. You're listening to On the Go with Tiffany Patton. You're linked to Love, Life, and Liberty. Here is I Love You by Detroit's own Brandon Williams. Will be right back.
Ooh, yeah. This possibly could be the start of everything. Just like my dreams, baby, you have come to rescue me. Can't fight with the feeling, boy, I won't, cause the feeling is so real. All I'm really trying to say is you've completely rearranged my story. When I see you, it's like I just can't help myself. All I wanna do is touch you. Not a word in mine describes feels so true. And I think of all that I can say to you. My words would go past all time. So I sum it up in just one line. I would want you to know I love you. I love you. I love you. Have come to be. Feels make believe, baby, is this really what it seems? My heart is so open, and your love mended all that was broken. And you really need to know that you're the one for me. No more sad endings. Yeah, when I see you, it's like I just can't help myself. To know
business in constant need of graphic design? L. Ross Designs provides quality flyers, Snapchat filters, logos, business cards, and any of your day-to-day design needs. 3 monthly package options available, or just order single projects as needed. Visit us today on the web at www.lrossdesigns.com.
24 Grill, located inside the Western Book Cadillac Hotel in Detroit, presents a casual approach to fine dining and the best ambiance in the city. Come witness it for yourself. For more information, call 313-964-3821 or visit the website at 24grill.com.
You are listening to On the Go with Tiffany Patton, your link to love, life, and liberty. So trust God today, okay? That is the word of the day.
And I'm honored to have a phenomenal woman with us here to celebrate. She is a singer, a dancer, actress, composer, poet, educator, writer, civil rights activist, and the list can go on and on. She needs no introduction. She is affectionately known as the global Renaissance woman, Dr. Maya Angelou. Good afternoon, Dr. Angelou. It is an honor. How are you?
Good afternoon, Mrs. Patton. Miss Patton. It's a pleasure to sit here and wonder what on earth are you going to ask me. I'm really looking forward to finding out what I think.
I'm on the go with the very beautiful Kathy Hughes.
Unfortunately, a lot of women don't open the door for other women, which is so bad. Radio has instant gratification. You can help people with the sound of your voice immediately, and to be able to connect people. So don't ever, ever, ever look back. Don't ever doubt yourself, and just know that when the time is right, the good Lord will send the blessing.
Back. You're listening to On the Go with Tiffany Patton, your link to love, life, and liberty, right here in the beautiful Foundation Studios in the heart of downtown Detroit. In Detroit Foundation Hotel. And I have just some really phenomenal yet crazy yet funny real people in the studio with me today. I have no other than Leslie Graham Andrews. Someone who is just phenomenal in her own right. She, on top of just being a Cass Tech alum, she is, she's had 20 years of experience in so many different areas that has caused her to evolve and help out not only the city of Detroit, but abroad because of what she has done. And she is the proud host of a very wonderful conference that's coming up this Saturday to help women get themselves where they need to be. It is called Behind the Heels and Suits Conference, held this Saturday, September 9th. Doors open up at 8:30, and you definitely want to be there. We'll be speaking with her and another one of the speakers, who is no other than Karen Tumblin. She is the founder and CEO of KT Organizing. And it's funny because as I was doing my research, I was consistently just thinking, I started thinking of closets. I was like, I'm going to talk to her because I need to get my closet together. I'm getting my house together. And then I found something that I have to read because it floored me, and I said, I was so wrong in how I was thinking. This is a testimonial I found, and it said, Karen was invited to a meeting to help organize our thoughts and carry us through a very systematic process of separating the tasks from the people and sorting the tasks to fit the new vision of the administration. And I said, well, I'll be doggone. She can help us unclutter our minds. I need her for real, not just my closet, but the scary thing of my mind. She can actually help me with this. Is somebody, God, there is a God. He made somebody who does this on earth. I welcome you. I thank you so much for being here. If you missed Anthony Smith, shame on you, but he has an organization, a very powerful 501c3 called Everybody Eats. And not only does he help clothe and feed those who are homeless, but he also kind of sees where he's needed and literally goes. Flint water crisis, and now him and his organization are going down to Houston September 18th for 7 days to provide clothing, food, and literally not just non-perishables, but they're taking meat and food and grills and going to help cook and feed these individuals. So please, if you have something that you like to donate and or your time and or money, please make sure that you contact him. His number is 248-901-5808, and you can make donations at Fifth Third Bank, Everybody Eats, or PayPal me /EverybodyEatsInc.com. You definitely want to do that. But okay, so Karen, and we're just gonna have this conversation. Leslie is free to speak whenever she wants to. And I'd be remiss if I did not add Sharon Greenwood. She is just phenomenal. Now, if her name sounds familiar, it's because you've probably seen her in a paper. She is someone who literally took life and said, you know what? I'm tired of being this weight, this size. And she tried to get help. And literally, they didn't want to help her because she was 2 pounds under the weight to help her, which is in my mind crazy, because to me it sounds like they said to her, go eat more and then come back, which does not make sense to me. But she just said, you know what, I'm gonna take this into my own hands, and she has lost well over 120 pounds. Oh my goodness. And now she's helping other women and men just find themselves and get fit. She'll also enable people like me and show me how I can get fit while I'm still eating. But she'll still whip me into shape. And she is here and a part of the wonderful Behind the Heels and Suits as well. But okay, Karen, you can help me get my mind together. Yeah, uncluttered. Sure. So okay. So here's my thing. Here's my question. Sure. Here's my question. You are a human resource analyst. I understand you have to. There's not no maybe can I be. You have to be organized to do that job. I do understand that because you're keeping other people and things straight for a company. But then you were a public school teacher.
That's the hardest job.
Now, was it there that you said, you know what, I'm gonna help unclutter people's minds? Was that when you said I can do this? No. How did you say, you know what, I can turn this into a business? I like to be. Was it that you like to be neat and orderly? That you loved organization? Was it somebody that said, okay, you really anal with this? What did that look like for you?
I found that my favorite part of teaching was getting ready to teach, setting up the classroom, setting up the systems, setting up all the little things. I love the kids. The kids are like my kids. I called them my kids. Most teachers will do that. But I found that it was hard to teach inner city school children in Toledo Public Schools. And every year there was one child that I just would go home and tell my husband, so we're going to adopt this kid. And by 10 years I would have had 10 adopted kids.
Wow.
That can't happen.
Yeah.
So,
I'm thinking that. Just for the sanctity of your own marriage, I'm thinking maybe.
And I love the kids, but I loved getting ready for the kids more. And I wasn't as effective of a teacher as I wanted to be. So I got out of that, and then I went into human resources. Actually, I was home, not working for a while, and then I'm like, you know what? I need to get dressed. I need to put makeup on. I need to put real clothes on. I need to be out with more normal people. And so I went to a temp agency, and they just put me in this human resource office in the front desk, and then, with my background, and I impressed the VP, and so then I got the job with her, and then I was there for 7 years, and they said, we need you to organize, and I'm like, I'm there, I'm your person. And so just every job that I had, I always gravitated towards the organizing, the system making. How can we make things more streamlined? How can we make them more effective? How can we retrieve things quickly when we need them? We were a unionized hospital, so I sat in on the union meetings with the management every week, and so there were follow-ups with that. You have to keep up on that, and there's book or rules you have to follow with interacting, and I had to keep my boss, she had a demanding boss. So I was, I had to be her right hand. And when she said she needed something, I needed to be able to find it. I needed her to be able to find it. And then I just started organizing people on the side. And
so how does that look like? So you're talking to your friend, and you see, and you notice, like, you're at their house, and you start looking around like, girl, you really need to get this together. You know what? I think since I've been to many houses now, I can really do this as a job. This can be a business.
But actually, it was, I think the first person that I helped organize that was a friend, we were in a kind of like a prayer group together. And so she knew me very well. I knew her very well. I knew she was going through a hard time. And I don't know why, or I probably said something like, oh, I'd love to help you get organized. And I love to help people. Wow. So she said, okay, she was a massage therapist or, a physical therapist. And she had an office that was, she had a table, but then she also had a space for a desk and whatever. And the desk area was crazy, and she couldn't use it. So we went in there on a Saturday, and I was organizing her, and I was setting up systems. And at one point, I looked at her and I go, "I'm having so much fun." And she just
now some people might think that's a little strange.
She was one of them. She's like, okay, whatever.
Have at it. Go right ahead.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's amazing. That one thing that lets me know is that there truly is somebody for everybody. That a lot of times we say, well, there's no one who can do. No. God made a special person to do this, and organizing is one of them. Okay, so when did you say it's not just the things that I can organize or unclutter? I can help them unclutter their mind.
My boss at the hospital said that I was a good coach in my evaluations, and I'm good at, and probably I practice a lot with her because I was with her for like 6 or 7 years. I would say, what are you going to think of where are you going to look when you think of this item? Where are you going to, whatever. So I ask a lot of questions. That example that you read before, the testimonial, what we did was we just had Post-it notes and we wrote down every single job that the 5 people in the office did. Every single job. And then we just looked at them and they started clustering them. And I guided them with questions like, does this make sense to have this together? Does this, could this be eliminated because this is similar? So it's a matter of asking a lot of questions.
And you know what? I would like to think, and I had a question that I wanted to ask you, and the question is, out of, or what percentage would you say organization of the mind becomes key to people or entrepreneurs, etc., having overall success? Because in my mind, after I read that testimonial, I said, that's probably the one issue that everybody has, or that one stumbling block that everyone has that they do not realize because they've kind of focused on everything else. What percentage of your clients and the people that you've seen that you said, once they dealt with your company, you've seen literally their business or kind of skyrocket? Because in my mind, that makes sense.
I don't have a specific amount, percentage. I'm more of a feeling person, so I feel like that it just, I don't know. I don't know how to answer that.
I think
I would like to think 100%.
Right. No.
Or like 90%.
So you're a part of Behind the Heels and Suits on Saturday. And you're the person who helps unclutter the minds. And Sharon, kudos to having her, because I'm going to be the first one in the line. I need my mind uncluttered. What can they expect? What can the women expect from you on Saturday?
I am excited about presenting there because it's all about empowering the person. And your way for you is the best way for you. And sometimes you need an outside person to help you see that and to ask the right questions. So my message I hope to impart is you're doing okay. And the way you're doing it is okay if it works for you. If it doesn't work for you, find a way that works for you. And also it doesn't have to, if you're doing a physical organization, it doesn't have to look like it came out of a magazine. It has to be effective. It has to be effective. Because, you know what, Better Homes and Garden is going to come and photograph your place. You're going to live in it day in and day out. And you want it to work for you.
That's true.
So my goal is to impart you're doing just fine. And here are a couple of tools to help you. But for the most part, you're okay. And I want the empowerment that's part of my tagline.
Yeah.
It's organize, empower, organize, thrive. Empower, organize, harmonize.
Okay, so, and this is for everybody. I just heard Karen say something that, in my mind, most people walk around thinking that they have to fix themselves. And that's not to say that we can't always improve ourselves, but most people are walking around saying, I'm not enough, or I need to change this, or I need to change that. And they rarely hear, you're really okay, really right where you are. Now, I think, once again, people please hear me, that does not mean that we can't improve on things. I'm not saying that, but I think a lot of times we're harder on ourselves, but it's based upon voices and things of other people and things that have been said to us that we just hone on and we keep year after year, and then it just compounds, and then you meet the next person and okay, because the wind blew, they feel this way about you now because 10 seconds ago you were just the end all be all, but now that's something else that's been built upon your mind, in your mind, that needs to be uncluttered because you've packed all this stuff in, And so now you're just kind of spinning your wheels. How many times or how many of you think that has been the issue? Because me listening to that, I don't have people just walking around saying, hey, you're cool, right? Just how you are. It's really okay. Now, listen to me to be a person who wouldn't care either way. Either way, which is a good thing.
Let me say this.
Yes.
It's the stories we tell ourselves.
Yeah.
It's the story. It's the running narrative in our head that we tell ourselves, that we sort of pick up as we go along. You know, some things that are said to us sort of cling to us a little bit more, depending on who said them.
Yes.
And what kind of influence and what kind of weight they carry in your life.
That's true.
And you incorporate it into your narrative, into your story. And I don't like to say the lies we tell ourselves, because I don't really want to believe that we lie to ourselves intentionally. But we tell ourselves stories. And the story, after you retell it, it becomes so familiar, and and you almost begin to live the very story that you tell yourself. So just change the story. I am someone, first of all, you're fabulous, but they might be putting the police chalk around places in my house. Because it's there. That's cool. It's not what you know, it's what you can prove. But, I will say this, I create piles. And I create piles specifically because I acknowledge that whatever that is that I put in the pile exists. I decide if it's important, which keeps it out of the garbage can. And then I put it in a pile for when I feel like dealing with it. And then I just one day go through a pile. I could care less what anybody thinks about my pile. And what's interesting is I know what's in the pile. At that particular moment, I have this interaction thing where I'd like to interact with something more than once. Now, I could retrain my brain to interact with it one time. I've read this enough in every magazine, and everyone who is OCD and whatever other maladies and afflictions they have, where they get into,
Okay. Yeah, or a gift. Yes, we'll go with that.
We'll go with a gift. Ain't no name calling on the show. We'll go with that. Okay, that's true. Because I cast no stones, and stones will be thrown. I got it. But I will say this. When we tell ourselves those stories, we are also, I think we're convicted, we're charged to constantly edit our story and pay attention to when our story has changed and when it has evolved. So where I went from this junkie thing, where I had to have piles of things, I just accepted that that's how I process information. And when you buy your own house, then you can have as many piles as you choose. And I am not far from in danger of being on an episode of Hoarders. No disrespect to anybody who has that. But I get it. People don't understand why they do the things that they do. And then the last thing I want to say is, and when you operate off of external confirmation, so when you need someone to externally affirm what you do, how you think, where you behave, how you dress, what you are, then you're always going to be miserable.
Always.
And you're always going to be in need of someone else to help you, move out of that. Where, I really do not have room or seek out external affirmation for that. I just understand completely how my mind works. But more importantly, even if I lost my mind, completely lost my mind, it would still be okay with me, because it'd be my job to go and find it. I'm gonna go back to being silent.
Okay, so Anthony, you listening to us, ladies? Yes, I'm putting you on the spot. Yes, sir. I'm sorry. Yes. A clutter, hoarder, any of the above. Have you dealt with it, experienced it? Do you have anything to say behind Miss Leslie there? I dare you to.
Agree with her.
Okay, because I was going to say, I dare you to.
I have to actually agree with her, because I just think that the bad stuff is easier to believe.
Yeah.
You made it the bad stuff is easier to believe. That's all. But also, I really could care less, as she says, with somebody else. I mean, I know what I need to do. And like she said, just change the story. I don't like just change the story. I realize when the story has changed, recognize it, and go from there. But I just really believe that the bad stuff is easier to believe than needing someone else's approval on what you're doing. We've been looking for somebody else's approval since we were kids. A lot of us are still looking for somebody else's approval.
And,
That's good.
And let's say this too: words have power.
Yes.
Understand. I ain't gonna get scripture and biblical, but understand that words have power. Words and what you say dictates what you think, and what you think dictates what you do, and what you do is a direct correlation to the type of life you lead. So if words have power, you can choose a different set of words.
That's good.
No one should be any more of an authority on you and where you're going, and more importantly, where you've been, than you. I don't expect anyone to be a bigger authority on me than me. At some point, my mother can't even be an authority on me, a bigger one than me, because that's not her job.
That's right.
And that's why the words, I mean, I pay attention to how people describe themselves, and then I determine how I am going to interact with them, just based on how they describe themselves. You know, and that, I think we need to understand that, because we can save ourselves a lot of money, a lot of time, and a lot of heartache if we just decide that we're going to apply a different story, or write a different story, or tell a different story about ourselves. And we're going to choose the words that reflect not only who we were, but who we want to become. And stop beating up ourselves. I'm telling you that negative talk in the head, whenever I do a speech about negative talk, it is amazing to me the types of things that people will say to themselves in their head that they would not allow someone that they knew for 10 years or 10 minutes to say to them on the street.
That's good.
But somehow you figured out that it's okay for you to do it. It's not okay for anybody to do it.
Say that. So, as you hear, this is some of the things that you will hear on Saturday. Saturday morning. Okay, so talk to us about the conference. And if we need to tag in Kelly or tag in Sharon, we can definitely do that. Tell us about Behind the Heels and Suits. What time, the location, and really overall what the women can expect, because there's one point that I'm just going to talk about, because I really find it very liberating that we can come in our. I was told last week, is this still true? Please tell me is yes.
Yes,
we can come in our sweatsuits, just gym shoes, and that's it. Yes. My God, I might be the first one there. I might be the first one there. You don't have to go get. I mean, I still be hygienic, people. But I'm just saying, you have to see some people. You have to be extremely specific with. But definitely. Oh my goodness. So we have Kelly. She's in the building, and she's just a fitness guru too. I don't know. I need to hook up with Sharon. I might need an intervention. That might be next on my list.
If you need an intervention, Saturday is where you need to come to get it.
Yes, I'm gonna be there. Now, sweating is overrated for me. So, see,
it's good for the skin.
Okay,
keeps you glowing.
Okay,
yeah.
I'm gonna tell myself that from now to Saturday, and we'll see. But Kelly, tell us about Behind the Heels and Suits, and what the women can expect, and where we need to go, and how we get tickets for the event.
Okay, we are at Ford Community and Performing Arts Center in Dearborn on Michigan Avenue. Yes, on Michigan Avenue, between Southfield Freeway and Greenfield.
Okay.
And so that's where we're going to be. But this event is phenomenal, and it is for every woman. It's for every woman who is in a transition, every woman who wants to do better, be better, and it doesn't matter where you are. It doesn't matter what phase of life you're in. Something at this event will hit you. We're looking at this event has come about through clients that have particular needs, and this is the answer to those needs.
Wow.
And it's not just for a handful of women. We find that these issues are universal, and it goes all across the board, and we're just going to set an atmosphere for healing. We're going to set an atmosphere for healing and give the information and everything that you need to progress along your journey. We're going to work out. do believe that, because we believe in that.
See, I'm trying to tell you. Okay.
We are. But no worries, no worries. This kind of workout is for everybody.
Okay.
This is for everybody. If you've never worked out before, you will be okay here. I promise you. You will be all right. Because we have clients that range from 16 to 78 and older than that even.
Wow.
But I have a morning crew and they're like 70, 65 and 70, and they're not playing.
But I feel bad.
See?
We're not gonna sweat you out.
See?
We just gonna give you a good enough taste. Talk about that last time.
Yes, we did.
We did. We
talked
about our hair and how we're not gonna let that be a hindrance to our advancement.
I did say that.
We did discuss that. Yes.
Okay, because that was my issue. My vanity. Father God help me still with my hair. And working out and looking like
I look this morning.
No.
If I'm going to show up the next stop,
exactly.
I'm have to explain the previous
exactly.
Stop. It's not going to be a podcast with Facebook Live where I might be pixelated. It very well could be,
But listen, from the, we're not going to kill you.
Okay.
It's not that kind of party.
Okay.
But movement is life.
Movement
is life.
That's true.
If you're feeling stagnated, movement is life, and movement will revive you. If you're stagnated and you're sitting and you can't find your way to your purpose, you're just sitting there. You know what you're supposed to do, but you're just sitting there. How's your work gonna get done? It's not.
Now, does going from my car to coming inside movement count as well?
I see what this is going to do. You hear what kind of fun we're going to have
Yes,
tomorrow?
we are.
I mean, on Saturday,
yes.
This thing is going to be the truth, because we're going to hit all of these issues because
and
they're
that's
legit
the host, though.
and they real.
And she's the host, though.
But here's the thing. Now, it's interesting that you say that.
Oh.
I wouldn't say it.
Okay.
Okay. Because she was.
Yes. She's one of the speakers. You're talking to the host who was just speaking, but in my mind, I kind of see her taking over the mic and just.
But here's the thing:
comedian.
Once KT helps you unclutter, you will see that thought didn't belong in there, and it got in there by mistake. You left the door open, and it just flew in there. So we will brush it out. We won't have that. But I will say this. I have been toying around with which direction to take. It's interesting that you bring up movement because it seems like 90% of the people who I talk to now want to know how I retired in February of 50 and, how I moved. And what was the impetus? What did it take? How do I feel? How do I manage? The emotional price, the personal price, the social price, the professional price of making these kinds of moves, and then weighing that up against the emotional, the professional, the physical, the spiritual benefit from making these moves.
All I hear is benefits in my mind,
but
that's just because I'm still with,
But what's interesting is if you don't pay, I believe, if you don't pay some type of price for something,
yes,
if there is no level of sacrifice, or if there is nothing to remind you of the journey of that past, I came through this way and this is how it felt. If I don't have a reminder of it, I don't put the value in it, only because I have nothing for my recall. For me, I always have to have a tool to put in my toolbox, and the tools that I accumulate along my journey are when I make these decisions and the experience that result from those decisions. And I think some people just sort of meander through and sort of pass through life, and they've convinced themselves that as long as they're able to do X, Y, and Z, that they're okay. And I don't. I look for those challenges. I look for those times where I press myself, where I push myself.
Well, that might be my whole life.
And move. Yeah, and every I don't know how deep I'm going to get on Saturday. But every obstacle that I have faced, the only way that I've been able to actually get through it is to go through it.
Yeah.
And it was a level of movement, whether it was running, whether it was boot camp where I met Sherry on many moons ago. I didn't realize how long ago it was. We were face down on the floor sweating and passing out, so you don't make Lord. But the other thing that I really want to drive home is a sense of urgency about being your higher and more authentic self.
Yes, yes.
It's far too easy for women in particular, socialized, to be able to and rewarded for putting ourselves second, third, fourth, and fifth. And Spirit has given to me this sense of urgency about putting ourselves to the forefront, and not at the expense of anyone else, but to the benefit of everyone around us. Which is why I don't make any apologies for anything that I do. I seek no external affirmation. I often will check with those around me just because my mind can get out there sometimes.
Yeah.
And I know everybody, I'm not always good for public consumption. So I need to make sure that what I'm thinking and doing and saying won't overwhelm the people I'm thinking and doing and saying it to. But it's never to seek out an approval for whatever is put in my spirit that day. Because I don't write speeches. I tell stories. I don't write outlines and those kinds of things. I reflect on experiences and I seek out someone who's had a similar experience, and then we can actually sort of coalesce around it. That's me. But it's just a matter of the sense of urgency that I want to see women put around being their higher and authentic self. And if you don't know who your higher and authentic self is, if you lost her somewhere between kindergarten and fifth grade, then you need to go back and find her, because you've done her a disservice by dropping her. And you need to go back and pick her up. Because I am so much more a better woman because I have not lost the sense of self as a little girl. I truly have a perspective on things because I have the aspects of Leslie pretty firmly in my sights. I don't always have good control over them, and I don't always make good decisions. But even when I make bad decisions, at least I understand where I went wrong. And there's no security in someone else holding your future. So you got to hold it. You got to hold it. You got to run it. You got to do it. And every mistake I make is mine.
Yes.
They're mine. They're like they got my fingerprint all over them.
Yes.
And they're gifts that I give to myself because they're lessons that I hopefully will never repeat.
Yes. Well, you're listening to On the Go with Tiffany Patton. You're linked to Love, Life, and Liberty downtown in the beautiful downtown Detroit. And that was the voice of Leslie Graham Andrews, a.k.a. comedian. And if you'd like to hear much more.
She likes my code name. Everyone loves my code name. Which is
what is it?
Queen of Badassery.
Oh, well, she's definitely that. She is that. That's good. That is good because that's who she is. Unapologetically who she is. I mean, if she owns being a badass, then just be that. Unapologetically, and she is that. But she's also a comedian because nobody warned me about that, and I was expecting one thing, and I can't even stay focused because I'm waiting for her to say the next funny thing. So I thank you guys for listening. This is just a taste of what you will receive on Saturday, September 9th. Doors open up at 8:30.
8:30, we start with our intention walk.
Okay.
And registration.
Okay.
And doors for the event open at 9 o'clock, and they open with power, so you're going to want to be there on time.
You know what? Now, let me say this about this woman who is speaking, Miss Kelly. She comes in with like a spirit of, okay, so if I have Queen Badass to my right, and then I have Queen out, unclutter your mind. Then you have, she's almost like a spirit, if you will, just like a wind that comes in and just, it swirls around and then it kind of, you know what, I can't. You see? This right here. And then she kind of
said a wind that swirls around. A force of nature.
Yes, but you know, but when she, it's funny because she comes in really bold with it, right? But then it kind of poises out like kind of like a woman, like, and I dare. It is very feminine, but it's very assured. An assured feminine spirit and force comes in the store every time I see her. And it tickles me because it's just who she is. And she kind of looks at you like as if to say, I pray to God you know who you are. So I love it. I love it.
Wonderful. But while we're here,
yes,
Queen of Badass,
mm-hmm.
I'm down with that.
Mm-hmm.
Down with that. We have a badassery corner.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
We're behind the heels and suits.
Yes. Let us know.
From 3 to 5, honey. All those things that you thought you wanted to do, you have the opportunity to do them on Saturday.
Okay.
We have Q and Chrissy with Bloodline Dynasty Tattoo Shop.
All right.
They're going to be in the house. Right? I'm going to get a tattoo. I said that out loud in public. So it is so.
It's coming out now.
Yeah. So we're going to do that on Saturday. I mean, for those who want to, they will be there. You get to choose. You get to choose.
Okay.
Yeah.
Your
Saturday
form
is about choice. Making decisions.
I like options.
To move forward. If you want to climb the higher heights, we got a rock wall for you.
Oh, that's me.
Mm-hmm. That's available.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm going to do that.
We've got readers in the house if that's what you're into. People who can sit down with you and
they read to me?
Not literally.
No. I
wasn't going to. I didn't even look.
You know we.
Listen,
right listen, Castec. Come on.
Like no, I'm still on the rock wall. Because the minute she said it, all I thought was copay. That's the first thing that went into my head was copay because I'm self-employed and I make sure you don't fall out in the insurance companies. But some of these copays, they might have to pick and choose the hospital to go to. Yeah. I'm just saying.
The closest one to Dearborn would be.
What is that?
It
doesn't matter. We're not going to have that. Y'all need to stop this.
Yes, no.
But there are going to be so many different options available.
Now that's hot. That's new. That's something extremely
Go back to the
fresh.
reading part. See, I don't really want them. They opened up my Pandora's box. It'd be Ghostbusters around just flying around, all kinds of stuff. I don't need that in my life.
I understand, but that's part of that badassery.
My grandmother might come through and change the whole room around.
Okay, hold on.
Like, wait, what are you talking about?
Wait, I just got it. I was a little slow. She still got uncluttered my mind. I'm sorry. I was still letting people read.
Please unclutter her mind.
Please help me. Okay, so reading. Like palm reading or just looking at you reading or...
Some of them, well... We have 2 people who are going to be there. And
or clairvoyance. Is that...
Yeah, clairvoyance is...
Oh, okay.
Is the appropriate word.
Okay.
And that's for those who are there and who are open to that as an experience.
I'm sorry.
I don't need everybody keep looking over here. We could get a bottle of Jack and a 52 card Jack, and I can tell you all the stuff you did in the 2000s.
Oh my goodness. I don't even understand right now. But this is what happens when you get on the go with me. You get all types of conversations, and when you have Queen Badass come in the house,
I just need them to give me the Powerball. That's all I do.
Oh, you know that's Powerball.
I know that's
you are funny. No, you know what? Okay, so we have clairvoyance, we have tattoos, we have what else what other types of things are be available for the ladies to do? Oh, now the rock climbing, I really am down for the rock climbing.
Yeah, that's going to be from 3
overcoming
to 5,
fears and stuff like that.
Yes, overcoming fears. Mm-hmm. That's what this is about. Mm-hmm. And really just taking off your boundaries.
You can climb the rock wall.
Mm-hmm.
If
now,
you climb the
somebody got to come up and give me
I'll climb the rock wall.
Okay.
Look at that.
The thing.
Okay.
I'm going to stop wherever you stop.
Okay.
But if I go past you, I don't even know what I want if I go past you.
Oh, that sounds like a challenge.
Challenge. That is a challenge, and I like challenges. I do, and I meet challenges. But here's the thing: when we're up there, as we get up the wall, if in the event that I get up there and I might, those uncluttered voices start talking and I stop, I have to stay focused, which means I can't laugh while on this wall. So you have to promise me. I almost want to say not to talk because everything you say is funny.
See, you make no promises you don't know about. I'm not. It's not possible for me to not say anything, especially if I'm winning. Because I'm telling you, I am a terrible winner.
Oh,
I'm an amazing loser. It's so infrequent, I don't even remember. I'm an incredible winner. I mean, I'm a terrible winner.
Okay.
I'm not going to leave you up there.
Okay.
I'm not going to leave you up there. I'll talk. How about this? I'll talk you down.
Oh, yeah. Okay. We can go with that.
I'll talk you down.
And I don't like losing, so I will
and I've never
definitely keep
climbed a wall ever. Doesn't matter to me, though. I just hadn't gotten to it yet. That is no indication of my capabilities. I just hadn't gotten to it yet.
That's right.
I'll do it. How tall is this wall?
Tall.
Okay, well we're gonna climb the tall wall. The list of speakers are we have Patricia A. Jones, and did I just Cole? I don't know why I did the Jones. Patricia A. Cole, and
Donna Marie, one of my mentors.
I love her because she just taught.
I started an organization in her basement. I know Pat Cole since I was.
She taught us the power of no. You know what? And kind of almost. I guess the power, the value of no is what she taught us last week.
That's right.
And that was very powerful.
Of no security,
man.
Other controlling lies.
Ooh,
security and other controlling lies. Miss Leslie.
Security and the other controlling lies we tell ourselves.
Mm-hmm. I like that. Mm-hmm. I like that. Then we have Rachel Webster. She's going to help us with just ourselves and their relationship with other people.
Orgasmic releasing power.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, what? Hold on. Wait. Okay. You said she's going to teach us what again? I need help with this. It shall be orgasmic releasing power is what she's going to teach us.
Yes.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Well, let's move on. What's the next thing we're going to be taught? We're going to be taught on how to unclutter our minds.
Well, empowerment through organization.
Yes, and I need that.
But I might twist my talk more towards uncluttering the mind.
Yeah, we need that. We need that. And Gail Perry Mason.
Oh, make your money grow, girl.
Oh yeah, we need that money to grow.
Yes, make your money grow.
Money grow now.
Yes, and we've got tapping into your essential powers.
Well,
you forgot all that pleasure you part. That's at the end.
Oh, with Dr. Sabrina.
Yeah, Dr. Sabrina Jackson and Sharon Waters.
Castek in the building, Sabrina Jackson.
We all in there. Yeah, we in there. We in there like
I'm going to be spending Saturday with all my girlfriends.
Yes. And having fun. In your sweats and gym shoes, right?
And your gym shoes and your sweats. And listen,
Perry Mason said she's going to bring her pearls still with that, but it's okay.
I will go to her house and lock her bedroom door.
She said she was going to.
We got a DJ called Rhonda in the house.
Castek 84 in the building.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry. We just all
She's going to take us
on
a musical.
Sorry. So we're going to dance and have fun.
Oh, my God.
Okay. I'm sorry. I'm going to do this because I know people are wondering, and I'm just going to put it out there. I'm always hungry.
Oh,
are we eating? Okay.
We were going over the day. We actually eat quite frequently. Oh. We really do. We have snacks all day, and we are.
So all they're missing is a bed.
Donna's Hicks. Yeah, Donna's Hicks is going to be serving us. We're going to be served by some very.
I'm just saying. This sounds like a wonderful day for me.
It is. You're going to be served. The only time men will be present is when they serve lunch.
So they're serving us.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah. It's a little treat.
I like that.
Just come prepared just to have a good time. Have a good time.
This. Please give all the information to this and how you get your tickets. I just behind the heels and suits. Yes, it opens.
Suits. You can get your tickets from Eventbrite.
Okay.
Yeah, we're on Facebook, all over Facebook.
Yeah. You'll be all over on my pages by tonight too, because this is unheard of, and I need all of everything that you have on Saturday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we all do.
Mm-hmm.
We all do. And
can I say that this needs to be a movement?
Yes.
It is a movement.
Yes.
It is a movement.
Yes.
And I think every woman deserves to be a part of and honor herself by being in a movement.
Yes.
Of this type of proportion.
Yes.
It's truly. This is the day I decide to dive into my destiny. I mean, you have to make a decision on what you're going to do, who you're going to become. Every day, I'm always deciding who I'm going to become next. I don't leave it to chance. And I'd rather be around like-minded women who, too, are ready and who have either made the decision or who will be encouraged to make the decision.
Yeah. And I want to follow up with that. This is a movement. Behind the Heels and Suits is a movement. It's a movement of
Listen
advancement.
how she's saying it. This is a movement. That's how she moves. I mean, I love her. I do. You have to see this lady in a person on Saturday, September 9th. Keep going. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you. Keep going.
Really? Okay. Well, that's fine. I'm just going to take that. Mm-hmm. And we're going to go. This is a movement. It's a movement of advancement for women, promoting constant evolution, personal growth, community development, and business expansion through fitness and sisterhood. This is a movement. Mm-hmm. We are coming together to support each other. We're coming together to get rid of some excess baggage, some things that no longer serve us. We're getting together to move in a way that some of you haven't moved before, and in a way that some of you really need to move again. Mm. We're getting together to laugh. We're getting together to cry. We're getting together to grow. We're setting an atmosphere for whatever it is that you want. Wherever you want to go, you should be able to come here and get what you need. So you show up at 8:30, set the intention for the day, and just move through it with expectation and anticipation. And I guarantee you'll leave in a way totally different, totally changed.
I love this. Mm-hmm. It is a movement.
It is a movement.
Behind the Heels and Suits, September 9th, it definitely is a movement. And she stated it. I won't be able to say it in the way that she said it. It was almost Dr. Maya Angelou type of sound when she said it. It really was. Because I've always admired how she speaks because of the tone and even her pace. But it definitely is a movement of advancement for women, promoting constant evolution, personal growth, community development, and business expansion through fitness and sisterhood. And that's really what we need to get back to. And sisterhood, people, let's sisterhood has no color. Mm-mm. Let me repeat that because so many people get this mixed up. Sisterhood has no color, which means I don't care if you black, blue, green. If you're my sister, you're my sister. That's right. And I want the best for you. It does not matter your age. I want the best for you. Mm-hmm. You can learn from any age. I can learn from my daughter. And I've never stifled myself from even listening to my daughter because God speaks through who he chooses to speak through. It doesn't matter. If he used a donkey, he could definitely use my daughter. Absolutely. So you definitely want to come out. It is September 9th from 9 to 5 at the Dearborn, the Ford Community Performing Arts Center. The address is 15801 Michigan Avenue in Dearborn, Michigan. The host is the voice, Miss Kelly Earth, and Sharon Greenwood and the Wisdom Institute. Some of the speakers, once again, are Donna Murray Brown, Gail Perry Mason, Karen Tumblin, Leslie Graham Andrews, Leslie speaks and is a comedian. It doesn't say that. Patricia Allen Cole, Q Jackson, Rachel Webster, Sharon Greenwood, Sharon McWhorter, Dr. Sabrina Jackson. She does the Essential Colors. She's an evangelist, a radio show host, one of my sister partners, and definitely someone who will get you all the way together too. These women are pretty. They're bold women, but they're bold in who they are, and they're unapologetically who they are. And I think more of us as women, no matter where we come from, once we get to that point, life begins to open up for you, because then everything that is yours has to come and seek you, because now you are who you need to be for you to even find it. And a lot of times I think that's why we want, why hasn't it happened yet? Well, why haven't you started being who you are yet? As soon as you become who you need to be, then we can get this party started.
Absolutely. That's how this came about.
Wow.
It's so crazy. I was, in this crazy spot, and I was, praying, like, oh God, please tell me what to do. If you just guide me, lead me, guide me, lead me, guide me. And I promise I'll do whatever you say. I'm in this little prayer thing. And I've been there for a while. And this one day, he was just like, stop. Stop. You already know what to do. I'm giving you everything. Stop. I can't do anything if you don't do anything. So you're sitting in this space of stagnation. Not moving, wishing, hoping, thinking, writing, but not moving. And this was the very next thing that came up, Behind the Heels Institute. So we started moving on it right away, and God just called these amazing women to it. And this is spirit work that's going to manifest in a physical way. And it's because of the movement. Because of the movement, guys, like, y'all need to stop. Oh, this is not going to sound right. This is not going to sound right. But we need to stop praying. So stop, and I don't mean stop.
No,
praying,
I get it. I get exactly what you're saying.
But I mean, we need to stop praying, because we get into this space and we are super holy, and
we talked about it last week, hiding behind God.
Yeah, we fasting and we praying, but we're not working. We're not doing. We just waiting
and using God as an excuse.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm waiting to hear from the Lord. You just waiting. Lord done talked 12 years ago, and you still waiting here.
Absolutely.
Yes.
He's already given you everything. He's already given you everything. Divine is inside. It's in us. It's in us. It's moving, breathing, and trying to manifest itself through us. But we sit there like holding it prisoner, holding it captive, holding divine captive. Why do we have that right? Saturday, I want y'all to come and let that junk go. Be free to be divine.
Okay, so you're also a spoken word? No, and see, I knew this was going to laugh. I'm serious, because she has the power, literally, because I love spoken word. Spoken word is powerful, and people get it in a different way than you just saying it, because you're giving inflection and you're giving emotion to it. Yes, it's rhythm.
It's music.
It's energy. It's God. God is energy. It's rhythm. It's
movement.
Yeah.
It's life.
You should think about that first.
Amen.
Come up with something. Yeah.
All right. We have to understand it too. One of the things that I talked about years ago was the religion of self. The religion of self. If I'm made in His image, and in the process of worshiping whomever you worship, what about the religion of self? Because if you honored yourself the same way that you are honored, then you wouldn't allow certain things in your life. You wouldn't allow certain people in your life. You wouldn't participate in certain activities because you were afraid to say no. Matter of fact, you wouldn't be afraid of anything. If you, and I practice a religion of self, and that is the most humble and the most humble sense of humility I can project out into the world is because I have secured myself. I've secured my foundation, and I tweak it, and I have to mess with it every once in a while. And it may change and it may evolve, and I give it space to do that. I'm not afraid to evolve. It's because I have that foundation, and I don't remember all of what I wrote on it because I just don't write those things down like I should. But the religion of self, and stop doing God and just be.
Yeah.
Stop the performance.
That's right. That's it right there.
Become the manifest. Stop the performance. My mother gets mad at me every time I don't go to church, and I said, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to open my Bible, and you tell me where I can find the order of service in the Bible. You know, processional, the organ, and the whole nine, and I'll recreate all of that. I'll get it off YouTube, and then I'll have a service, and then I'll insert pastor right there. You know, because,
you know what? I'm done. I'm done.
Oh, okay.
Did she say insert pastor right there? Yes, she did. I'm going to break.
Because I don't do church. You are
the church.
That's right.
But see, and a lot of times, and what I've said is a lot of people try to, I don't want a blessing that's manipulated. I want a blessing that's manifested. And there's a difference, because when you have to work to get the thing, you're going to have to work to keep the thing. When God manifests it for me, I don't have to do anything else other than be me, because it was designed for me.
That's right.
And too many people walk around trying to do all these different things. And then, example, I'm waiting for my husband. I'm waiting for him to come. I'm waiting for him to come. Okay, well, he done walked by you 12 times. Well, I'm waiting for him to come. Well, if you, and this is no shade to weave, I had some in last month. If you take off that weave, and, you know, I wear lashes. Take off them lashes. What I'm talking about is being somebody else, because you looked at somebody else and you felt like they were better. So now you want to look like them. Well, guess what? He's looking for you, but you look like her. So how can he come get you or find you?
I got to jump in here, though. I promise I won't do this again. But we also have to retrain how we see things, because your blessings are all around you, but you can't see them. And if you want to change at what you look at, you must first change at how you look at things. You can't do it. You know, there are people around you like, well, he's been around me all this time, and that's just my friend, or these things. Like, everything you need is probably somewhere in your journey to get to wherever that next step is. But we don't know. We don't recognize blessings.
We don't.
So we don't know what we're looking at, because we've already decided what they're going to look at.
To say that.
So if you cannot make your eyes just an objective part of your entire journey, and not only be open to those things you recognize because you asked for them. I used to tell when I was little, I always thought that God's voice was Charlton Heston, because I watched the Ten Commandments, and this big white man up on the mountain, you know, it kind of scared me. So I was like, I don't hear God's voice because it ain't Charlton Heston. But this voice that I heard in my head, I never associated with God's voice. But then I realized that God would only use a voice that wouldn't frighten me, but would capture my attention. And that voice just happened to be my own.
Yes.
Amen, somebody.
Amen.
But it wasn't until I recognized that was my voice and I stopped listening to other things. Same thing with my eyes. I'm not looking at anybody else's blessings. I'm constantly inventorying what's around me. So hence, when they decided to change my job, I looked at, okay, well, that's a blessing. That means I get to retire. When you change how you look at things, you will change the things you look at.
That's right. This is what you will hear on September 9th, this Saturday. Make sure you get your tickets. The tickets are at eventbrite.com, Behind the Heels and Suits, September 9th. From 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. If you want to start out with working out, you definitely want to be there by 8:30 and register. You have to register. If you have not registered by then, you can come at 8:30 and do so.
Yes.
Okay. And it is
Best
at
provided on that sold out by the
Okay, yes, because it's getting close to it now. The address is 15801 Michigan Avenue, Dearborn, Michigan 48126, hosted by Kelly Earth, Sharon Greenwood, and the Wisdom Institute. It is going to be held at the Ford Community and Performing Arts Center. We are having a ball here on The Go with Tiffany Patton. You're linked to love, life, and liberty. We'll be right back.
24 Grill, located inside the Western Book Cadillac Hotel in Detroit, presents a casual approach to fine dining and the best ambiance in the city. Come witness it for yourself. For more information, call 313-964-3821 or visit the website at 24grill.com.
Now it's really happening. Waiting on the first kiss to take me there. But I'm already there with the thought of you. I need all of you. I'll be a secret, I'll never tell. Just bring your body to me, just bring it right here. All that thinking about it, getting so excited. What you gonna do to me? Oh, lay your head down on my pillow. Tonight's the night I finally feel you. Oh, Why can't you stay? My mind is telling me, but my heart just won't agree. The possibility for love, we'll just wait and see. Yeah. Ooh. Lay your head down on my pillow. Tonight's the night I finally feel you. Baby, we'll just let it all flow. Let the magic happen before you go. Lay your head down on my pillow, baby. Tonight I finally feel you. Baby, we'll just let it all flow. Let the magic happen before you go.
So, y'all, time to go.
And we're back. That was
I can't even act right.
Beth Griffin. Beth's new song. That was Pillow Talk, and I'm gonna play free. I'm gonna play free.
I can't even.
You know what? This has been a Power Pack show, and we've had an amazing fun. You know what? No. We love guests like this because she's a chameleon of sorts. She poses to be just, she is every woman. I will say that because not only is she a boss, we found out many other things about her today. We found out that she's a badass. And then we found out that she's a comedian. Mm-hmm. And I really think Mike Bonner and Kool-Aid and all of you guys, you need to add her to your set. I'm telling you.
I know those guys.
Yes, and you need to be up there with them.
No.
Yes, you do. You do.
I just point out the obvious.
And that's what makes them funny, okay? I have been joined with just some phenomenal people here in the studio today. Leslie, Graham, Andrews, and Steve. And this is what happened when you come on the go. She is one of the speakers at Behind the Hills in Suits this weekend, September 9th at the Ford Community and Performing Arts Center. It is from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Registration begins promptly at 8:30 a.m. along with the intention walk, and we're going to get it started. Kelly Earth is in the building. She's been the voice. She is just going to be the hostess of the mostest, and if you don't know who you are, if she doesn't help you, if Leslie doesn't get you to know yourself, and Sharian doesn't help you, then I'm telling you, Patricia Cole gonna whip you into shape.
Yeah.
And then you have, if you need to talk to your money or your wallet, Gail will help you with that. We have Rachel Webster along with Q Jackson, and then to get them voices and that stuff going on in your head, Karen Tumblin, she gonna go in there for you, and she gonna reorganize your brain. Now, they're gonna have you may have to sign a waiver or two for her to do that, but she's gonna do that. And just so many other women, Dr. Sabrina Jackson, Leslie Graham Andrews. Once again, this woman is phenomenal, and Donna Murray Brown. It's an amazing event. You're gonna enjoy yourself. You're gonna have fun, but you're gonna get yourself together because right now we're at a place where it's transition.
Coach
and we need to get
Kiwi.
Please, Coach Kiwi, please talk about her.
Oh my God.
Please talk about her.
Coach Kiwi is
because when I saw the flyer, I was like, what?
Amazing. She's a wonderful woman and a beast in her own right.
Yes, she is.
And she's going to be there bringing it to us, with us, not to us like we're going to be hurting, but with us.
Okay,
she's going to be
ladies.
bringing it with us. We're
Get your
gonna have
weave back in. I'm just saying. It's going down. I don't know.
That's the absolute truth of the matter. It is going down. Whatever it is that you need, it's going down.
See, speakers are not being told certain things. I'm just saying.
I'm telling you, this is for you.
And you can get the tickets at Eventbrite. You definitely want to do that. Please. And don't dress up for this conference, ladies.
Please
don't do
don't.
that. Please don't do that, or
Please
you will
don't.
be offended and hurt yourself and be mad when you're seeing your sisters to your left and your right very comfortable.
Extremely
Please.
comfortable.
I want you to bring your workout attire and some gym shoes. You want to be fashionably cute, go ahead. But me personally, I have a challenge on with my sister girl or friend on to my left, and CT, that's rock climbing.
Yeah.
But she said she won't leave me. But I try to ask her not to laugh. That's the only way that I see. This is the only way that I will not make it to the top.
That's because I admire Karen. She cannot arrange anything that's going on up in here. All of her hair is going to be funny to me. I'm just saying. I am going to laugh because this is the first time, and I've been speaking in at least 12 years. This is the first time that I'm doing it in a warm-up suit.
That's right. That's right.
And climbing walls.
Uh-huh.
And having the spirits that I know follow me everywhere actually be called by name and brought forward. and other, you know, and then men serving me food.
Yes.
Oh, you know, I was gonna say 2 words.
I'm glad you won't.
Leave that alone.
Yes, leave it alone. Yes.
Can I offer one thing?
Yes.
Women, bring a friend.
Yes, please bring a friend. Yes.
Don't do this by yourself.
Yes.
Bring your girlfriends. Reconnect with your friends over something other than love and hip hop.
Oh, please. My goodness.
Absolutely.
Yes.
I'm not above television, but reconnect with your friends, your girlfriends, and your sister friends.
That's right.
On a level that is higher than something that comes on DirecTV or Comcast.
That
We
is
got to
so
get back
true.
to connecting with each other in such a way, a spiritual way, a metaphysical way.
Yes.
And understand and see. And when you can see the woman in another female, then you'll be able to recognize a deeper woman in yourself.
That's right.
And
That's
you have
100%.
you have to have someone. It's easy to do it with someone that you have some type of relationship with, because you're already going to do it with us, whom you've yet to meet.
Yes.
And we're excited to meet you.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And you had one thing you wanted to say?
Yeah, I feel like I missed one of the people in my badassery corner, and it's important for me that I mention her because she just jumped on board with such a high spirit. Her name is Dana, and Dana is from Detroit Chic.
Okay.
Okay, and if you don't know her, I need you to go check her out on Facebook or whatever, and she's gonna be there cutting up our shirts.
Oh.
Right.
Oh yes, I love that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So we'll have the fitted shirts for those of you who are into that kind of thing.
Fitted to not get to the rolls though.
Oh no, I didn't fit.
Oh,
the fitted shirts, and then but for those who just really want to be comfortable and a little saucy, you can get your shirt all chopped up. Perfect for you. You're the only one with it.
I like that. I think I'm gonna do that.
Yeah, just come prepared to play and experience things that you haven't already.
I love it.
So that you can go to another level.
I love it. You definitely want to be here. Karen.
I hope I can deliver on
No. You already helped me. I'm trying to tell you. You have it in you.
Okay.
You are every woman, and you're gonna go in and get every woman's mind together.
Absolutely.
We're gonna do that, and if not the mind, then we'll have to settle for the home first, and then you can get the mind later. Yeah, we could do that. Okay. And definitely, Sharian, Kelly, Coach Kiwi, So many people are going to be there to help us get fit. You really don't have no excuse. So I'm going to have to talk to some sisters, find out what to do with this hair. And and get your money right, get your relationships right, and so many other areas. It's going to be a fun day, have I all, from 9 to 5 at the Ford Community and Performing Arts Center, 15801 Michigan Avenue, Dearborn, Michigan, 48126. Now, whoever has the gall to tape or Facebook Live this challenge between me and Leslie, so help you God. I'm just saying. I don't like losing, so I don't know how this is about to go down.
But it's going down.
But it's going down. It is. And I'll just prepare to laugh, but still stay focused. But that might be her only weapon. And Anthony Smith, everybody eats. Everybody eats. He is going to Houston, his organization, 501c3, September 18th, with his people, trucks, vans, food, non-perishables, if you'd like to donate. And that's with EATZ. Is everybody eats with the Z, okay? You definitely want to make sure that you donate. If you want to find out more information, please give him a call. The number is 248-901-5808. That's him directly, or 313-808-1980. If you'd like to make a donation, you can do so at Fifth Third Bank, and just go to Everybody Eats, and that's EATZ account. You want to definitely make sure that you do that. He is taking donations. You definitely want to do so. Leslie, you got some CT people in the house. Triola said, hey, she loves you. Woo woo. Yes, Dr. Sabrina, the last one I posted, she said she loved you. But I'm telling you, and Sherry Ann will see you this evening. Absolutely. You want to make sure Everybody Eats that you definitely contact him, even if it's just to donate diapers or toothbrush, soap, not the water, but even bottles of water. If you want to do that, then yes, that's definitely needed. Please do so. 313-808-1980 or 248-901-5808. You can go to PayPal, make a donation. PayPal me / Everybody Eats Inc.com, or you can go to Fifth Third Bank and make a donation. September 18th, they're leaving. You definitely want to make sure that you put your money where your mouth is. Stop talking about it and let's walk it out. Thank you so much for being on the go with me and all of my wonderful guests. Next week, we have just another Power Pack show. September 28th, Jessica Caramore will be in the building along with Lynn Wick. Lynn Wick will be here, her and Jessica Caramore. So I just have like a whole month of just like badass women. I think is what it is. So make sure that you stay tuned every week here, new time, 6 to 8 p.m. right here in Detroit Foundation Hotel and Foundation Studios. I thank you so much for being on the go with me. And until next time, make sure you get your tickets, eventbrite.com for Behind the Heels and Suits. You can listen to On the Go with Tiffany Patton, your link to love, life, and liberty. Until next time.
forget to
Hey, is your business in constant need of graphic design? L. Ross Designs provides quality flyers, Snapchat filters, logos, business cards, and any of your day-to-day design needs. 3 monthly package options available, or just order single projects as needed. Visit us today on the web at www.lrossdesigns.com.